Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's Dawn here from Your Life Reinvented Hypnotherapy. We're here for another success interview today. Amanda has just recently completed our anxiety relief new self program, and she had amazing success. And we're here to chat a little bit. So, welcome, Amanda. Thank you for taking the time out of your weekend to spend a little bit with me. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
Yeah. So, Amanda, first off, what made you book an appointment, a consultation with me to get in control of your anxiety and stress issues? Like what did that look like?
Well, I was really struggling with anxiety to the point that I didn't even know what to do with myself anymore. I knew that I had to figure something out, and medications and therapy and all of that just wasn't cutting it, wasn't working, wasn't getting the results that I knew that I could have. So then I started Googling like different ways of coping with anxiety, and you popped up, and I was like, well, what do I have to lose? So here we are.
Here, here we are. And so I know we originally we met in July, and so right now it's almost the end of October. And so when you look at your anxiety that you were experiencing, like what sort of things were you experiencing? And I guess how did it make you feel, before you and I met?
I felt like my chest was like always tight. I couldn't breathe. It was like I was suffocating in my own body. My energy was at a zero. My anger was at an all-time high. Yeah, like it was just life was shit, to
Mm,
put it nicely.
yeah.
And yeah, like the difference that has come in these few months that we've worked together is night and day. I don't even feel like the same person.
It's so amazing. I always love watching people transform their lives so quickly. And so for you, like before you met me, like what sort of things did you try to do to fix your anxiety issues before you and I
Medic
met?
Medication. I tried natural medication. I tried pharmaceuticals. I went to therapy, counseling, um, tried meditation, yoga, just something else just to try and alleviate my brain, and absolutely nothing was working.
Mm, mm. And so when you reached out to me, like what were your thoughts on hypnotherapy and coaching, like before you met me and got involved with our program?
Well, my honest to goodness opinion was, well, this I don't believe that this is going to work, because all you see is people sitting there quacking like a duck or acting foolish. And I was like, well, I don't think that I can be hypnotized. I think this is probably going to be a scam kind of deal.
But
And it
obviously
is far from it.
you were open enough to book a consultation though, even though you were skeptic. Yeah.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
I
Cause
was open to trying anything, because I was at the point in my life that life wasn't worth living anymore.
and that's really sad. Right.
Oh,
And
it's
that's, go
the
ahead.
worst feeling in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. And that since you and I met and we started working together, like you've done a lot of work. We did 4 sessions together, all online. All our sessions were video sessions, and you used a powerful technique that I taught you on our first session, like to help
Yeah.
you resolve your anxiety and stress issues for good. So, how did you find that whole experience working with me, and what kind of benefits did you enjoy the most?
Um, well, one of my biggest ones is I don't have even a fraction of the anger that I had. Um, Huge example is like I'm beyond terrified of snakes, and there was multiple occasions this year that I was in a very close proximity with them, and I was like, "Hey, no, I'm actually going to be okay. I don't need to run. I'm okay." and I managed to get through it completely fine. I've been in places like Banff, for example, where typically I could have a complete panic attack because there was so many people around me, and I was like, no, it'll be okay. I'm fine. I don't need to run. There's nothing to run from. They're
Mm-hmm.
just people. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like them are huge things for me. And I've went as far as joining dance, and I am terrified to stand up in front of people, but I'm like, hey, we're just going to do the things because this is what your life is telling you to do.
Oh, that's so awesome. And when you told me, because we did one session and I didn't even know that you had a phobia of snakes. And you told me after that session, I think it was a couple of days after, that you discovered that you ran into a snake, or you were not RVing,
Yep.
ATVing, and there was snakes or
Yeah.
something, and you said something along the lines of not having that same fear that you'd
Yeah.
always had. And I was like, wow, I didn't even know you had a fear of snakes. And you're like, you giggled and it's like, yeah, I didn't tell you about that.
Yeah. Well, and actually, there's been a few new things that I've noticed, even like I am beyond terrified of heights. And like I went up a 20-foot ladder and I was a little bit shaky, but I was like, not that bad. Maybe we could try bungee jumping one day.
So you used to be terrified of heights, and after we worked together, is that
Yeah.
better as well?
100%
I
better.
didn't know you
Like
had a fear of heights.
100% better. And like I'm short, so I mean everything's tall to me.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and that's so cool. Like, you had all these advantages and all these amazing things happen that we didn't even know, we weren't even directly working on. But that's the
Yeah.
thing, like, we never know what we're working on. We're working on all the things that need to be worked at in the right way and time, right? And so part of the process in the very beginning was teaching you how to do your own personalized self-hypnosis to help you move better, quicker, faster, and use that every day. Now, how did you find learning that technique and using that process every single day while we were working together?
Honestly, I found it super easy and almost like a comforting thing, kind of like a security, like, hey, I can just put myself in hypnosis and everything will be okay. You just got to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, I struggled a little bit, and like now I can be in hypnosis within seconds compared to minutes, right? So, and
Yeah.
it's just amazing how fast it happens, and you don't even realize it's happened.
And it's the thing, you were learning a new skill at the beginning, right? And so you
Yeah,
practice it every day, twice a day. You become good at that skill after a period of time, right? And
yeah,
so that's amazing. And that's one of the reasons why the anxiety relief program works so well, is the self-hypnosis. So you can do that work to help you move faster while I can't be with you, or my other team can't be with you. And so I'm
yeah.
I'm grateful because you committed to that, and that's awesome. And so we worked together for 4 weeks, 5 weeks. I think we did. We did
5 weeks we ended
five
up.
weeks together. And so now, at the end of working together, after we did 5 weeks together, how are you feeling now in regards to the things that we originally, were addressing?
They aren't even a thing. I've talked to people that were triggers to me, and it doesn't even phase me at all. I'm just like, they're a human. I can talk to them. It doesn't matter. Like they aren't a problem to me. Yeah, it's just not irrelevant anymore. It's so amazing.
That's so cool. And I always say, like, is it like there's no charge on that? Like that, for example, the person that used to be a trigger, that would have been a negative charge on that person, right? So is
There,
that more of a neutral thing now for you?
it's completely neutral. Just yeah, there is no feeling. It's just yeah, there's nothing. No anger, no positives, no nothing. It's
Yes.
comforting just being neutral, just not having to worry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. In the present, just like, here,
Yep,
content, right?
just very, very content. You're at peace.
Mm-hmm. And you had some massive changes, really, really big changes, really, really quickly. And so for
Yeah.
you, like, what are you looking forward to most with your future, with all of these new changes that are happening?
My future, I'm definitely looking forward to my daughters being able to see what a significant difference life can be without having anxiety and struggling with it, and realizing that there is ways to help yourself. And yeah, and I'm looking forward to doing some schooling in hypnosis myself.
Amazing, amazing. And always,
So
I'm so glad that, this is something that I know when I discovered hypnosis and hypnotherapy, I was doing it for personal reasons. And
yeah,
it had such an impact on my life. I was like, I have to learn how to do this. It was my calling. I just knew it was. And
yeah.
it's so cool that, it's always exciting when somebody else is like, hey, I want to learn how to do this too, because it made such an impact on my life and I want to help others, and so, yeah, and us is amazing.
Well,
So,
and for myself, like I have always wanted to be a counselor, and I just knew that personally I couldn't disconnect at that time.
mm,
So finding something else that I can still help people without being so emotionally involved is absolutely amazing to me. And yeah, it's definitely something I extremely look forward to doing, is helping people. And I love doing that.
and that's the thing, like a lot of people don't realize, but this type of work, we don't talk about feelings, we don't talk about emotions, we don't talk about the past. I don't want to know your deep dark secrets, they're all safe with you,
Right.
right? Because those are all conscious solutions. And
Yeah.
so, you said you tried talk therapy and it didn't work for you because the
Yeah.
problem is not a conscious problem. And that's
Right.
really why hypnosis works, is because it gets to the unconscious to
Yeah.
resolve where it started, right? We need to get to we say the root, right? The root
Yeah.
cause, right? And so that's amazing. And before we finish up today, what would you what would you say to someone who is listening to this interview today and they're sitting on their fence? They're not sure whether or not to go ahead with something like this. They're not sure about booking a consultation with me. Like, what would you say to them?
Honestly, I would say just do it, because it's the most rewarding, life-changing thing that I've ever done for myself. And if you even have an inch of you that wants to be better, not for your family, not for anybody else, but for you, do it, because it is the best thing that I've ever done. And my family will say the same.
Because it trickles down. When we heal the hurt inside of us, it trickles down
It,
into all other relationships,
yeah.
right? And so
And like,
that's
it genuinely has built a stronger relationship with my daughters and my husband. And even at work, I've noticed different things, like things that used to bother me. And I just, it is what it is. And life goes on.
mhm.
And now that I've learned that, life is so much better. I have so much more energy, and I'm just happy. Like, for instance, honestly, I hate Christmas. And I've watched 2 Christmas movies
You
already this
used
season.
to hate Christmas.
Yes, I used to hate Christmas. I was the biggest Grinch you could ever meet, and now I'm like, "Hey, do you guys wanna watch a Christmas movie?" And my family's like, "What the heck is going on?"
Yeah, yeah.
So
The new improved Amanda.
it is like being a completely different person, and genuinely, I cannot say thank you enough.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. And working with you, like, you got the results you got, Amanda, because you committed 100% to the work.
Yeah,
Okay. This requires a little bit of work, not a lot of work, but it does require
no,
work, right? And you
yeah,
were open to the process. You 100% trusted the process. You let go of all of your expectations. And that's most important, because when people go into this with expectations, it literally sets them up for failure. And you had no expectations. You were just like, okay, I'm just going to try this and see what happens. Right. And
Yeah.
so for you, like, if you were to share one of the most important things that you've gotten out of working with me and the anxiety relief program, like, what did you enjoy the most out of us working together through your experience?
Learning a new technique to help myself, that was a huge thing. And just becoming happy.
Mm.
That's huge. And that's the most important thing a person can ask for, is to be happy.
Life's too short, right?
Life is very short, and if you're miserable, it's going to be shorter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's the thing, is you did this work. I am the guide. You did all of the
Yes.
work. I'm the guide. I always say that from the get-go, you know.
The day one.
Day one, I'm not doing this for you. You are doing this for yourself. I'm taking you
Yeah.
where you need to go to do the work, to get the
Yeah.
results you want. And so thank you so much. Thank you for trusting me, being open, you know, and this is truly what happens. And so if you're watching this interview today and you're listening to Amanda's story, you know, Amanda came to me in July. And so now we're in October. All of these changes has happened. If you're have even one little bit of just like, oh, I wish I could feel happier, less stress, less anxiety, there is a way. There is a way to resolve these issues very quickly, very easily. And the first step is reaching out and booking a free consultation with me. It doesn't cost you a thing, and there's no obligation. So what if it did work? Like Amanda, that's what she said. So Amanda, thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your weekend, taking away time from your husband and your family to speak with me. And I'm looking forward to staying in touch.
Yes.
It's been a journey, and I'm looking forward to meeting you in person someday, the next time you come to Canmore.
Yes. And thank you for helping me guide myself to a better person.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's the biggest thing that I've ever experienced, and the best thing. So thank you for making me the better me.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure to help you. And I'm grateful that you're on the journey of helping others do the same.
I can't wait to be there.
So yeah, so thank you so much, guys, for tuning in today. That's all for now. If you're wondering about how to book a consultation with me, the link is in the bottom in the comments. Please click on it. And I'm looking forward to meeting you soon. Let's have a chat and let's get your anxiety issues sorted for good. Bye for now.